Yeah, maybe your Wi-Fi is slow. We'll see how it goes. Can you hear us?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, super. Luciana, why are you dancing?
Hi.
Are you looking for a better background?
A little bit.
You're looking for a jolly background, are you? Flowery to match your top.
Absolutely.
How are you, Gustavo? I haven't seen you for a long time.
It's been a long time. I'm doing all right. Thank you. Yes, great. I'm welcoming myself into the group.
Please.
So I haven't, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, guys. That looks very healthy, Jenny. What are you drinking?
Yeah, this is super. It's dates, like Chinese date, ginger, and goji berry tea.
Nice.
Super nice. Yes, it's like nourishing kind of drink.
Refreshing. So, Gustavo, I don't know if you've done any of the work, but it's not necessary because we're talking about life. That's why it's called life discussions. Yes. So some people want to be more proactive. Some people want to just flow with it. Some people want to just pose a question whenever it comes up. Whatever and anything. Really, honestly, like I say to people, what is happening now is what's happening. We don't prepare anything. So if people don't like it, it's not a problem. And if they get inspired, or they get, we all learn from each other. So I'm just guiding you the way that I've done it. It could, the way I like doing it is like not too tight and not too soft, because it's easy to get lost. And then you say, why does nothing happen for me? Why? And it's because we have to tweak it and tweak it and tweak it very slowly. It's a game. It's the game of life. Some people say, I don't want to do this. Well, sorry, you, like Gustavo just said, you invited yourself into the world to play the game and learn something. So now it's not popping out. Okay, you can go if you want to. I mean, it's very sad, but many people don't cope, can't cope. And there are many people simply sabotaging their own lives by not listening to themselves or not wanting to change the automatic pilot. We go on automatic pilot, and I say, at a certain time, you got to change gears. You can keep doing the same thing again and again and again, but at some point, you got to change gears. And normally when life smacks us a few times, then we go, okay, maybe my way doesn't work. Maybe I learn another way. Then we start accepting. And when we put down that resistance and we open up our mind and we become a child, that's why this is perfect for creative people, because we already are in the creative space. Some people who work in jobs, they're stuck. They're like, if I don't do this, I cannot do anything else. That is not true. We can do anything and everything. We can recreate ourselves. And you know, life is too short. Look, I'm wearing the tail of a whale. Woohoo! Creating, clairaudience. I've just learned to go with it. This is a blessing from when you grow older and you actually learn to listen. You learn to go with it. Nothing is really that important. There are certain things that are super priority. And after that, anything is like really not that important. I'm learning that in K-drama and Korean drama. I'm loving it. Because it's all about feelings. It's all about love, relationships, emotion. And it's not so much about competition and violence. See blood on films. What? I mean, the level of violence, it really upsets me. So, you know, I'm becoming a child. Walt Disney, Korea drama, emotions, going into that space of your own inner and see what calls you, and then you go and explore it. So this week I wanted to say, have you got or mapped out a couple of directions or potentials that you are exploring or want to explore? Have you mapped out a little bit the steps and a goal, which doesn't have to be the end goal, just a goal for now, because nothing is end. Every end is now. Tomorrow maybe we could not be here, so end today and get to it as far as you can, and then maybe change it. Like I was describing about the river is meandrous. Sometimes you have a right stretch and you go, wow, I'm doing well. And sometimes it's like you have to zigzag, off the track, back again. So this game, if you could let me know where you are at the moment, how are you progressing forward into your goal, whatever goal that is next, what are your blocks, how are you finding yourself stuck?
Sure. Goals. Well, I haven't prepared much, so I just gonna improvise. Well, I have done my website last week, and now it's up in space, and it took me 10 years. So I think it was a great achievement. But I was always procrastinating it, just putting it into next year. So 10 years later, it's up there. So I'm very happy about it. And now the goal, I don't know. I haven't thought of it. But I'm very, very happy.
So my first question is, why did it take you 10 years? What made you delay it? And if it makes you so happy, do you not see or visualize the next step?
It took, well, two reasons. Self-doubt, because it's a website, it's my name.
Yes.
So could go, and it's about music. It's about the sounds that I make. And so it was always about, self-doubt. And, why, how am I going to present it live? Was never ready, never perfect. And yeah, that's the reason.
That brings to my mind that it's not about self-doubt. It's about not knowing how to package it. It's a totally different thing. Because you love your music, you know how you sound, you know you sound good, but you don't know maybe what your niche market is, who will buy it, how to package it, how to present it. And I think maybe you confused the feelings and you thought it was self-sabotage, but maybe the vision wasn't fully clear.
Yeah, it was self-sabotaging. Yeah, it was some of that.
So why do you think?
Why now is okay.
How do you come out of that? And how do you?
Well, this Corona thing being, how do you say that? Lockdown.
Lock you down. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have a job for 3 months now.
Yeah.
So no job at home.
Yeah.
And I decided I'm gonna do, and not the music that I think the world wants.
Okay.
Just what I want. What that's matter. Just even if I only like it or my mom.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
I am doing exactly the same with my language school. I'm doing exactly the same.
Right.
So
it's the best place to start. So that's
I think it's the only place, because otherwise you go and come back, and you go and come back again, and so may as well just stay there and tweak it as you go. So
yes.
Did you go through a process in the last 3 months? Do you go through a process of anxiety or fighting with yourself or releasing resistance or clarifying your thoughts?
Clarifying was more about clarifying. Yes. Yeah, I started doing yoga seriously every day, and that made the whole difference. Just brought everything.
The energy started to circulate. Yeah, your body started to like replenish. Yeah.
Yes.
So because we when we don't do exercise, we become like stagnant. There is no movement. The energy can't circulate. Okay, so you found a way that works for you. You're happy where you are at. You know you got a while to go, but at least you are in a new platform where finally you have stopped procrastinating, decided to honor yourself, be true to yourself, and then decide maybe later, I don't know, but for now, this is where I am at. Okay, so maybe during the week, you could start visualizing in your yoga and your meditation, see if you can clear your mind so that if a vision or that.
Yes.
Because like I said in the group, I put my lessons with all my love, because I always wanted to do English, Spanish, French, and then people just love the basque. People applaud the basque, view the basque, like the basque, and the other ones, they just pass by. I go, what's going on here? I didn't know that. what do people want? So, and maybe the other thing I would suggest, maybe find the media to put your stuff, or even the way you are creating. For instance, in Patreon.com, they love when you put videos of how you are creating, what you are creating, not the final version, and you engage a community and you say, how do you like this? How would you proceed? So maybe if you...
What is it?
I think the focus now is create communities. The lone ranger, the isolated champion is like, where do you go? It's okay in the creative stage, but then later you got to start cooperating, co-creating. So once you get a route, at least one, then you know you start, that is a path that opens for you, and that is bison. And I think we're in bison times. Bisons didn't used to stampede. They used to kill the bisons, and with one bison, they used to make everything: food, clothes, beds, the bones, the stomach, everything. But bisons, with their strength, they never would open up a path on the snow. They would wait for the path to open, and then they walk the path that opened. And that, I think, is the message of these times. And that is going to apply to myself. In fact, because bison is one of my main totems, and bison is in my abundance house. And if I haven't learned by now not to be stubborn and try to open a path that will not open because it's not mine, it doesn't have my name on it, then this is the lesson that we are learning, or should be learning. Luciana, what do you think?
Thank you.
Hi. All right. Yeah. So last time I kind of said I'm doing the visual artist path, I guess. And so I kind of did like a plan, like for the next 6 months, I guess till December. And then I'm going to do one kind of roughly for the next year. And what I kind of saw is what I need to be focusing on now is creating content. So I was thinking I should learn how to do the YouTube thing. I can keep on writing for my blog to practice for writing a book. And so now I'm looking through all my old journals and making that like digitalized. So I'm collecting information so I have things to work with.
Yes.
And I'm going to keep on making art, put up all my favorite art that I've made in the last like 2 years on my walls. So that's like keeping the energy fresh and just reminding me that I like that and I can do that. And just playing more with color, doing yoga, all of these things are also keeping me centered. At work, I work at like Nude Foods, a grocery, plastic-free grocery store, and I'm getting like good feedback from my boss that like I'm working well there. He really likes me, like how I work and stuff. So that's cool. And that so there's lots of like sort of things.
Yeah, but you are compartmentalizing, redirecting, focusing. Because when I first met you, you were blah, and now it's like, yeah, I'm taking charge of my life.
Yes,
this is my work. They are happy. Tick off. Now, of course, art that I've been doing for 2 years. Package it. I keep on writing because life keeps happening, and I keep getting ideas, and that will eventually fulfill my book. And now, luckily, we have all the technology available that you can do at home. So now you're upgrading yourself by using the technology to offer everything that you had, let's say 2-dimension, you are making it 3-dimensional, which is exactly the process I followed in the last couple of years. And so we cannot stay behind technology. I always say we must use technology for our advantage under our control, and don't become slaves to technology. Because when we become slaves to technology, we get lost in it and it becomes an addiction. And sometimes it's over the top. So sometimes they offer you upgrade, but you don't need the upgrade because the basic technology that is there and offer is more than enough for you to put a video, to edit it, to add commentaries. Another thing, Gustavo, people in Patreon, which I'm thinking of that because it's a very co-creative place, but it's like a group, all working together. They love it if you comment, like you are painting. For instance, Luciana is painting and is commenting on what she's thinking. And with you, you're creating the music and you're saying, where you get the inspiration from. So they like the snapshot, 1 minute, 2-minute videos. People don't just want the final offering, the polished product.
Yes.
They want to know what is in your mind, how are you doing it. They want to align, go in the journey with you. I should be giving myself this advice because I'm telling you, and I should myself. But the thing is that I have a little bit of resistance because I don't like too much that reality shows. And I want to know, which next week we're going to talk about boundaries. So I want to know the boundary that I'm comfortable with showing. What do I want to show? Of my house, of my life, of my thinking, of my notebooks, of my million spiritual diaries I have. How much of that do I want to show? So that's why I haven't gone that way, but I'm thinking about it. But if you guys are ready, or you're just, you know, when you are a baby and you start, you don't think about it, you just do it. So if this is the beginning of your path, you may as well integrate it or weave it within your evolution, and then it will become normal, and you will get a following. And all it takes is momentum gathering, and then you get a critical mass, and suddenly you have a market and you have a following. So we think it's very difficult, it's impossible, it's taking me this time. I don't think like that anymore. I'm changing my mind. I'm saying, regardless of what has been in the past, now I am at a new beginning with the new times and the new ways. So if I think different, I'll make it different. Like Gustavo said, now I have faith in myself. And Luciana also has matured into that point. I know I have something to offer. I know I have a voice, and I want to express it, whether they like it or not. And do you know what? Someone will like it, because we are going through the same growing pains and growing process. But if you think like I'm saying, I share a little bit of my inner thinking, I share a little bit of the process, people are going to love it because it looks real. And I think we're getting tired of the Hollywood, like I said, what kind of, they're all the same. They're like, they're good actors, but remember the old films, the traditional films where the actors were like, wow, it's like mesmerizing, charismatic, the presence will complete the, you don't need a super extra effect. I'm not talking about Marvel because I'm a sucker for Marvel, I love it, but I'm just saying, there has to be a line, there has to be a, well, I can't keep doing the same thing, repetitive. It needs to be something fresh. And we all are fresh in our own rights. That I believe. We all have a different signature to put on something. Jenny, do you have anything to say about this? Jenny is very deep thinking at the moment.
I think like the general feeling that I get from listening to Luciana and Gustavo and yourself is that it's very exciting. Like I feel like things are, it's like some bubble, something is starting to bubble, and like we see a little bit, but like you said, you know, it's fresh, you know, it's new, you know, it's something of substance.
Yes, that's right.
That's
yours.
what I feel.
It's your baby, it's yours.
Yeah, like you said, it's something real. It's not like it's not like a lot of Instagram model, they do certain things because other people also do, like they post certain way, they dress certain way, that kind of stuff. The conversation, the feeling that I get from the conversation here is the opposite of that. It's something fresh, it's something new, and something of substance. So I feel excited just listening to the two of you sharing your where you are and where you are going. And I think I share the same excitement as well. I also recently have quit my job, and I'm in this space of not having a job. And I realized this point where I am is exactly what I want to have. It's like dream come true kind of period, because now that I don't have a job, I can do whatever I want, I can learn whatever I want, and it's so liberating. It's so creative, although like I don't do art like you guys, but like the like Anna said, like I'm enjoying a creative space where I know a lot of things are happening. If I find meaning in doing the little things in my daily life. So yeah, so like there are a couple of things that I've picked out to focus on, and I realize it's quite a lot. It's not like one or two. It's like
give us the three
8.
top ones, for instance. Give us the
Three
top
tops.
ones.
Okay. So professionally speaking, there is project management, a field that I've never dabbled in. I'm preparing for an exam, so that's very exciting because it's a lot of study. I love study. And the second one is communication, more specifically communication at a professional capacity. So like, how do people talk in the workplace, how to handle different people in the workplace, that kind of thing. So I'm reading a lot, have a lot of books lined up. And thirdly, it's the new way of thinking about what is a job, like to reposition myself to look for a job in a way that is not desperate, that is not like Anna, you said, like it's more empower, like in like look for opportunities.
Yes.
When I feel I have the power, it's not like I'm subject to other people's opinion, like I have to mold myself to fit other people.
Yes.
No, like I can't do that anymore.
That's right. So what happens is that you go to a job, they use your skills, they use your light, they use your energy the way they want it, but you are not allowed to offer the way you want to work. So basically they don't want you. They want what they can use of you, and they give you a money for that. They give you a wage for that. And that is the prostitute archetype. We're actually selling our souls for a bit of money. And I've been there, you've been there, and that's why you cannot go backwards. Because when you grow, so what's happening to you, Jenny, you are inserting your spirit into your body. You are becoming solid and full. You are integrating. Well, before you were displaced and you don't understand beta, you don't know beta, then you are accepting whatever they tell you. They tell you to do this, they tell you to do that. You're like, you are not in charge. You don't command your life. You don't direct. Like, I have now come to a place where I'm working, but I say my hours. Okay, I could create and negotiate my hours, but I more or less say my hours. I definitely say no to the hours I don't want. I say my wages. I say no to the wages I don't. So you start giving yourself value. You start understanding your worth. You start calling the shots and say to the universe, this is what I want. Whatever comes must fit in this bracket. This is the bracket where I am at this moment. And so you are actually demanding, or in a flexible way, not imposing. You're not imposing, but you're saying, these are my boundaries. So if it's not going to fit it in, I'm going to say no, and I'd rather wait. Like in the past, maybe you just take a job because you are desperate, and when you are desperate, you become a victim, and everybody abuses you because they know you are desperate. And so it's like a spiral going down. But when you get stronger, you say, I wait, I stay. Platform, roots. I shift, I take a new platform, roots. Allow the universe, allow your life to settle at your new level. And so every time you command that new level and you become that person, and you cannot shrink from that. Once you've grown out of your previous limiting patterns and thinking, you can go back into them. So what happens is that now you are learning to work in a different way. So it's no longer about the things you do, but it becomes
exactly
the ground you are preparing. And whatever grows from there is fine. So you're no longer telling the universe, this is what I want it to look, because I've got a tick list, and if it doesn't meet my tick list, I won't take it. No, now you're saying, I want to feel this way. I want to feel this way. What does that mean? That I'm preparing a place, a ground like children do, to play with the energies, and I want to learn what it is that I can extract from there. What is my gift? A present is, your present time is a gift. So in every present time, as bad as it may look, like you don't have a job and you were not in a job anymore, no, every present time has a gift. So I am attuning myself to focusing on what gift is the universe giving me, to use that as my next energy. And then that pattern, I start looking at things in my life with that signature. So at the moment, I'm looking for ease. I don't want to laboriously work painfully anymore. I want to grow with it a little bit. So I'm thinking ease. So I'm going, oh, that was quite easy. Ding. Oh, that was quite easy. Ding. So ease. Or in the case of Jenny, for instance, communication. Oh, I talked to my mom. It was easier than I thought. Oh, I talked to my sister. It was easier than I thought. I talked to my boss. She didn't hear me, but I expressed myself politely and with respect. So it starts becoming in your terms. And this is the only life I want, the life on my terms. And then I'm flexible to hear everybody else and learn. But I will not be put about like a ping pong ball, like I used to ton, for people who say, I want you, but I only this part. I don't want that part. What do you want me to do? Cut myself in two? I don't want to change myself. So this, do you understand what I'm describing? The new ground that we're creating. We're no longer creating things, isolated and detached. We're creating a ground to play, to put our hands in and say, that I love, that I don't, that I'm learning, that I don't want to do anymore. Start picking and choosing and becoming masters of our destiny. Do you have any thoughts? If you want to wrap up what you understood and how would you apply it, or did you learn anything, or you already knew it, but it's okay because it reinforces something, that kind of closing up to move forward?
Yeah, no, but it's very interesting to be in this group. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely moving things. Yeah, I'm gonna see this week what comes up. Yeah, next step. And I like your, what you said about the ease, and that, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, no, I'm just enjoying this idea of sculpting one's own life, getting clear, designing how we want it to look, meshing kind of purpose with lifestyle and figuring out the steps for that, but also leveraging your own values.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes.
So yeah.
Why would we leave pieces of us behind and then we spend a lifetime picking them up? This makes no sense.
Yeah, no. So I'm excited to act on these things and see how they go.
I am at the same level. I'm doing the same. I am teaching you as I'm learning, guys. I'm not teaching you something. I'm doing what I'm asking you to do, because I would not have the cheek to ask people to do something that I am not prepared to do. I say that to all my students. If I am not prepared to do it, I cannot ask you to do it. So then we are learning together.
Totally.
I'm not sure, is this the right feeling? Anna, you can chip in if you feel like there's something to add to. But I almost feel like now it's the time when we change our mindset, shift it to one that focused on ease and joy and what makes us happy instead of what we need to survive.
Yes.
And once we shift to that, it's a straight, it's a highway. Like we will fly towards our goal in speed we've never experienced before.
Totally.
So this is how I feel for myself, and I think for everybody in the group as well. Once we make the shift in the way we think, then everything will come together. Then we will fulfill ourselves in ways that we didn't know we can be.
That's right.
So I don't know, is this?
Yes, I agree totally. And once you set that tone, then the universe can bring you, by the law of attraction, what belongs to that new way of thinking, because it's unavoidable and it is a physical law. So we're not doing anything strange. We're just being honest with ourselves and true to ourselves. And then let the universe surprise us and entice us. That's what children do. They see something is in front of them, faces, they play with it, and they expect fun. That's it. They don't think on 10 years time or whatever. It is now. And it's who am I becoming now and what I'm learning until they have enough. And when they have enough, they say, I don't want to play anymore. And then you just go and do something else. And why are we making it more complicated? The children have got all the techniques. And we used to be children. We just have to remember to be a child as a grown-up, the way of enjoying. I've had enough of submitting to other people's needs and trying to please people, which never happens, and so on and so forth. So basically, we just had it all backwards, and now we are learning to do it forwards. That's what I think.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So guys, thank you very much. And feel free to share it, to put it in your website. If you want, you can download it from YouTube or just ask me for a copy. It doesn't matter. This is our video. If we can give somebody a ray of hope, then we've done our job.
Yes.
See you
Great,
next week.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
Anna.
Anna.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.